Brad Lee Zimmerman. I'm a freelance television editor in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a native, and I've been working in the industry for about 15 years now.
What did I tell you?
Yeah.
So how did you get your start in editing?
I started editing in high school, up here just up the street in Marietta. They decided to buy a bunch of gear, video gear, production gear, and we're talking like late 80s at this point. So, we're using Super VHS and VHS cameras, very heavy, bulky equipment, lighting, everything. I just really took to it, and editing in particular appealed to me. I don't know why. Just where I can't remember one thing, somehow I can wrap my brain around 1,000 things. I don't know if there's a word for that. If there's maybe I have a problem. I don't know. But it works for me. I ended up going to UGA, where they had a great school, a journalism school. It wasn't really geared towards production. A little disenchanted coming out of there. I actually had better gear in high school than over there at college. So when I graduated, I did the rational thing of joining a band and taking off from the industry and joining the music industry for several years. When I came back around somewhere in the early 2000s, getting off the road, digital had caught up. It was a world now where it was just buy a Mac. This is probably around early 2000s. So buying a Mac enabled me to get used to the software. At the time, Final Cut from Apple was a staple, something that the industry was using, and I just got used to that. I was bartending at night, editing during the day. I was doing wedding videos, anything I get my hands on at the time, and that's how it all started.
So when did you get your first job in the industry? Where was it?
So the first job in the industry was at Radical Access Animation Studio, which is now defunct, here in Atlanta. And this is probably early 2000s. There wasn't a whole lot going on at the time. So I get a call one day from Radical Access, and they ask if I know how to be a line producer. They're looking for a line producer. I'm looking around my friends and, shaking my head no, and they're like nodding their head, like say yes. So I say yes, knowing nothing. I don't even know what a line producer is. And I pass the interview. About 3 weeks later, they tell me I'm a terrible line producer, which I knew. And I had no idea what I was doing. But they needed an editor. So I said yes, and I jumped into that, and that's where I cut my teeth. I really wanted to edit. I really wanted to do the best I could to learn how to do it. So, I just became a sponge, and I kept my head down and just tried to learn as much as I could from everybody around me.
So when did you start working at Adult Swim?
Radical Access Animation Studio was doing Aqua Teen Hunger Force and eventually Squidbillies, and in addition to 12 Ounce Mouse and Perfect Hair Forever, a couple other great shows that came out of the local William Street writers, the Georgia-born bred ones, as it were. So we were producing these shows here, just right down the street, and this little studio. So we're cranking these shows out for them, and that's how the relationships came to be.